In this video, I'm going to share 5 uncommon questions that changed my life and might just change yours too. After answering these questions, it enabled me to live a much more authentic and meaningful life. Hi, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dominic. I'm a PhD philosophy student, and on this channel, I help men cultivate the rare qualities that set them apart from others by translating timeless masculine wisdom into practical guidance for the modern world so they can live lives of depth, meaning, and excellence. So the first question that changed my life was, what are my values? Now, a value is just a standard or a principle which you aspire to have or maintain or uphold. At the time I asked myself this question, I felt like I was being pulled in different directions by different people, by family, by friends, by society. And I felt like I wasn't living an authentic life. And I felt like I needed some sort of grounding so I could live an authentic and meaningful life. So the first step was to figure out what my core values were. For me, the core values I identified, the first one was authenticity. I wanted to live unabashedly, authentically. I felt that by living an authentic life, there's the absolute freedom. You know, you see these people and you may not want to live their lifestyle, but you can't help but sometimes be jealous of how authentically they live. And at the time I asked myself this question, I didn't feel like I was living an authentic life. I felt like I was piecing my life together from part social expectations, part social influence, part family influence, part guilt, part whatever. So it was important for me to first begin with authenticity. The second core value I chose was courage. To be authentic, you need to have courage. I wanted to have the courage to be authentic, the courage to become myself, become my true self, no matter what family or friends said along the way. I wanted the courage to follow my dreams, my passions, to take risks, because ultimately I feel like you need courage to achieve anything in life. Anything worth having, you need to have courage. So for me, one of the first 3 core pillars was courage. The third core value was balance. There's a lot of talk about hustling and grinding and working harder than everybody else. So I work harder. I'm the hardest working person in the room. And that's like something that we all aspire to in the Western world. But I wanted balance. I think that as humans, we want balance. We want to live in balance with nature, in balance with our body, in balance with mind, spirit, our physicality. So I didn't want to be working 80-hour weeks and not spending time with family and friends. I wanted to live authentically, have the courage to chase my dreams authentically, but also in the chasing the dreams and living out the dreams, I also wanted to live a well-rounded, balanced life. So for me, these 3 became the core pillars which served as the foundation for how I wanted to be in the present, but also in the future. I wanted to live authentically, I wanted to be courageous, and I wanted to live a balanced life. And the benefit of this was that once I established my core values, and there was a couple other core values, but I'm just pointing out the main 3 here, is that served as such a strong foundation. It gave me an ideal that I was aspiring to. It determined that I could always act. It determined how I acted on daily decisions based on those 3 core pillars. And it enabled me to break free of the social pressures and take chances, and pushes me towards, or enabled me to live a more meaningful and authentic life, one step at a time. The first step was to identify these core values. So how do you apply this to your life? Well, I suggest that you get a pen and paper, or on your computer or on your phone, pull up a list of core values and figure out what type of person do you want to be? What characteristics do you want to embody? Do you want to be courageous? Do you want to live authentically? Do you want to live a balanced life? Do you want to be a moral person? Draw out your ideal picture. This is unique to you and should not be influenced by what society or your family or friends tell you that you should be. This should be your personal character that you're designing. I also suggest that you make this visual, whether you have it written down on your desk or you journal it. Every day you write out your commitments to your character traits. This will really just serve as a reminder, and it will help you to embody those characteristics day by day. Also, I'm thinking of doing a video series specifically on character traits, diving deep into specific character traits such as courage or authenticity. If you'd be interested in this, let me know in the comments below and let me know which specific character traits you'd be interested in. Thanks. So the second question that changed my life was, when do I feel authentic or alive? So I'd established that I wanted to live an authentic life. So then the next question was, well, when do I feel authentic? When do I most feel alive? See, when we're children, we're all authentic. We're all unabashedly authentic. And somewhere along the way, as we grow older, we seem to sacrifice authenticity for acceptance. And this is what had happened to me. So I approached this in 3 steps. Step 1 was exposure. I needed to expose myself to as many new experiences as possible. So I got out of my comfort zone, I got out of my area, my town. I traveled, I read new books, I watched new documentaries, new films. I just wanted to expose myself to a multitude of different forms of life and ways that people lived. Step 2 was to experiment. So I tried out various different hobbies. I thought about different careers. I thought about how I would feel doing certain careers. I even tested certain careers, like take a job here and see how you feel about doing that, or take a job there. But the key is just experimenting with new experiences. But key to this is the part 3, which is that you have to, when you're experiencing these new things, you need to trust your intuition. We don't want our rational brain involved in this. We want to feel it from deep within ourselves. We want to feel when we are authentic, because authenticity is something that you feel. You don't rationalize yourself to authenticity. You just be authentic. You just are authentic. So I would keep a journal and I would just write down how I felt when I was doing these different things and these new experiences. Did I feel good? Did I feel bad? Did I want more? Did I want less? Was I intrigued? Was I curious? Was I uninterested? And since then, this has allowed me to get in touch with my intuition and allow myself to kind of have a compass of what feels right. Because once you're in touch with your intuition and your heart in the pursuit of living authentically, this serves as a guide through your life. And since I decided to live authentically, has been one of the most freeing things that I could have ever possibly done, and I think is the most freeing thing that anyone can do. Because when you live authentically, you're not bothered about anybody's opinion of you, because you are living authentically. You've decided how you want to be, and it's just so freeing. In a world where everybody wants to be accepted, living authentically is just the most freeing thing that one can do. And that leads me on to my third question. The third question that changed my life, which is, what could I do to make my future self proud? Now, this was addressed in the second question, which was that I wanted to live authentically, courageously, and have a balanced life. But it goes beyond just the values themselves. I wanted to strive for greatness. I wanted my future self to be so proud that I put in the work, I was dedicated, I lived courageously, and I lived authentically. We've all heard these stories of people on their deathbed. One of the most common things that people regret on their deathbed is that they regret that they didn't live authentically. So I think it's very, very important that people draw out this picture of, or draw out a list of what they could do to make their future self proud. Now, this is individual to every person, and what will make me proud might not make you proud, but it's a very, very good task, because at the end of the day, when we're older, we're going to want to look back at our lives and be proud of what we've done. And this doesn't mean that I want to be proud, I don't want my future self to be proud of massive financial success. This has nothing to do with money or wealth or status or power or anything. If that's important to you, then you can put that in and you can make yourself, your future self, proud about that. But it's more about contentment. It's more about the individual. If someone wants to look at their future self and for them to look back and say that they were a great father, which is a noble choice, I think that's great, to dedicate yourself to just your family life. Like, you want to be known, you want to be remembered as a great father. You want to be proud of yourself as a great father, that you did everything you could as a father, emotionally, financially, and that's great. So it's down to the individual what you put down or what you list out as what would make your future self proud. For me, it was about living authentically, living courageously, and having a balanced life. And beyond the ideas of the grind and the hustle culture, I wanted to prove to myself that I was capable of more than I ever thought I was. I wanted to, whatever limits I thought I had, whether intellectually or physically or financially or socially, I wanted to surpass them. In short, I wanted to become the type of person I didn't even know I could become, which is partly why I'm dedicated to this channel. And I think that in the future, I want to be able to look back and say, wow, I didn't know you could become this person. Where did this person come from? Because the truth is, we all have this great being inside of us, but unfortunately, sometimes we don't live up to that high standard. We don't squeeze out that full potential that we have. So for me, that was paramount. I wanted to make my future self proud. And now every day in the morning, when I wake up, when I go to work, whatever I do, it's in order to make my future self proud. I sacrificed a little bit today to make my future self proud, because there's nothing worse than being in your old age and wishing that you had done more, or knowing that you could have been more. The fourth question that changed my life was, what type of life do I want? Now, we all want different things out of life, and we all want different lifestyles, but I think that it's important to understand or have a picture of exactly what type of life you want to design. Because it's very easy to be bogged down with day-to-day tasks, making an income, and just surviving. And I think that it's very important for everybody, no matter if you're younger or even older, to think about the trajectory you're on and whether this life is what you want, or if there's a different type of life that you would prefer. So what I did was write down a list of, as broad or as specific as I could get, like what type of job do I want? Or if I didn't know the specific type of job, what did I want it to embody? What did I want it to enable me to do? Whether it was be creative or be collaborative, or so be it. I also had to ask questions like, how much income did I want? Did I need a lot of money? Did I need a little amount of money? What type of community did I want to live in? What type of environment did I want to live in? What type of work environment did I want to experience? What type of family relationships did I want to have? Did I want to be single? Did I want to be married? Did I want to have children? All of these questions is worth building out and figuring out what specifically at this moment in time do you want? That is, what specifically are you chasing? And if you are, whatever you're chasing right now, and trying to understand whether that is authentic or if it is not authentic. So the way I did this was I listed out what I wanted my life to be like, and then I had to ask why. Why did I want my life to be like X, Y, and Z? So some people might be interested in making a lot of money, living a fast-paced life, living in the city. And others are not so interested in the fast-paced life or city living. They may be rather a lower income, greener, more spacious, cleaner environment, and a slower pace of life. And that's fine. All forms of life are fine. But for me, I had to figure out what I wanted and why I wanted it. For example, if I wanted a lot of money, which at some point in my life I did want, I think we all want that at some point. We want to have a lot of money, we want to be rich, whatever it is. I had to ask myself why. Like, why do I want to be rich? Like, is that really going to solve all of my problems? Or if you want to be, say you want to be a banker, I have some friends who work in finance, and lots of them want the fast-paced job, the city job, the fast-paced life, the luxuries it brings. But for others, they don't want that, which is completely fine. And I think that it's crucial here to ask yourself, what do you want and why do you want it? And if you can answer the why, that is in alignment with your authentic self. If you can say, I want this type of life. Why? Because these are my core values, and I value space, freedom, time. I value family over work. And then you can understand and be content with the fact that the life you want is in alignment with your authentic self. And if it's not in alignment with your authentic self, then you probably need to go back to the drawing board and figure out starting with your authentic self, what type of life would best suit you. Not what society tells us that we should do or aspire to achieve, but what best suits us personally. Whether you want to live in the countryside or you want to live in a fast-paced city. If you understand that's what you want and it's in line with your values and it's in line with your authentic self, then go forth and pursue. But if not, we need to recalculate. And that really, really helped me figure out that at the time when I asked myself these questions, I was living in the city. I was living in London, and in London there's a buzz, it's a fast-paced city, it's a lot of hustle and bustle, and it's a great city to live in. But after being in there for so many years, my values had changed. What I wanted was more space, more freedom. I wanted to move out into the countryside. I wanted to have more of a feeling of a community instead of just being another person, in the big city. I wanted to know my neighbors. I wanted to feel like I was part of a community and I was contributing to that community. And that led to me, and then by understanding that and looking at my core values, I understood that actually these two are in alignment. And then I ended up moving out of the city. And it was one of the best choices I made because it was true to my authentic self and it was the life that I wanted. I designed it, I'd thought about it, I had made it happen, and I was content with that. So I think that everybody should think about the type of life they want and then ask, why do I want it? And if they're in alignment with your authentic self, then I think that you have a good match and you can go forward from there. And that leads me to my fifth question. The fifth question that changed my life was, what am I willing to sacrifice or not sacrifice? So for every decision we make, we're choosing one option over another. And this can either be a positive or a negative. And this happens at the micro, but also at the macro level. So for example, if I choose to live in the city, maybe I am choosing to have the opportunity for a higher income, a more fast-paced life. But at the same time, maybe I'm sacrificing my mental health. Maybe I'm exposing myself to a more stressful environment. Whereas if I choose to live in, say, the countryside, I may be sacrificing a higher income, but I may be gaining on a better quality of life, freer, cleaner air, more of a community feel. So for every decision we make, there's always going to be a positive or a negative consequence. And this also happens at the micro level. So if I've told myself that I'm going to be good and I'm not going to eat sugar, for example, and then I sneak off and have a chocolate bar, this might seem like a minor choice, but it has a negative effect on my character, and it affects the promise that I made to myself that I wouldn't. And over time, these compound and build out and determine what your life looks like. So I see people make these decisions and these choices every day. For example, some people might sacrifice their mental health for a higher income or a job of higher status, where others may be unwilling to sacrifice their mental health or their family time for a higher income. So what we need to do is make sure that we are sacrificing the right things for us, right? We are the ones deciding that I'm going to sacrifice this because it doesn't serve what is of more value to me or of more meaning. So this question is connected to the 4 previous questions, and I'll use myself as an example. So the first one would be, what values am I unwilling to sacrifice? Number 2 would be, am I willing to sacrifice my authentic self for self-acceptance? The third may be, what am I willing to sacrifice to make my future self proud? And the fourth could be, what am I willing to sacrifice for the life I really, really want? So this final question is really crucial for building an authentic life of meaning, depth, and your pursuit of excellence. And these 5 questions altogether have changed my life in numerous ways. They've allowed me to move from unfulfilling work to more fulfilling work. They've allowed me to identify what is my authentic self and ground me in those characteristics which I wish to embody. It's allowed me to give me the courage to follow my own passions, my own dreams. It's allowed me to design the specific type of life that I want, that is true to me. It's allowed me to identify what I'm willing to sacrifice and what I'm not willing to sacrifice. And day to day, I'm sacrificing that which is not meaningful for me, and I'm prioritizing that which is meaningful to me. So these 5 questions have changed my life, and I believe if you ask these 5 questions, they will change your life too. I hope that was helpful. It's been a wonderful joy to share this experience and to share my journey and my personal stories with you. And if you've made it so far, thanks so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.